How y'all doing out there? Y'all chime on in and work it out with us on Christmas Eve. Hopefully you having a wonderful evening.
Yeah.
And welcome to Wednesday night with the hams, 8
Hump
p.m.
day.
And we're going to try to spend, 30, 40 minutes with them? Is it?
Well, it just depends on how the flow go.
We'll see how it goes.
You know what I'm saying? As soon as I can get my life together over here.
Yeah.
But what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? It is the Ham Show. It is Wednesday, 8 p.m. One of the last shows before we get out of here, 2025, y'all. It is Christmas Eve, and we gonna get into some biblical principles later on this evening. But how was your day?
Oh, it was cool. I ain't do much. I just kind of drug around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a chance to stay home today.
Yeah, for sure. That was good. I got to sleep in a little bit.
Low key, like this morning when I got up, I was like, dang. I was like, I saw that you was still asleep and that I was actually waiting for your alarm to go off so I could get up. And so when I got up and like nothing went off, I was just kind of like, oh, he probably ain't even got to go to work today.
Yeah, we was off.
I was like,
we off until Friday.
I was like, if your alarm ain't went off, you ain't got to go nowhere. So yeah, I was feeling some type of way today.
Yeah, I had nowhere to go. And it was cool because I got to sleep in a little bit. I was kind of tired from the night before.
Man, I'm looking forward to it tomorrow.
But
crazy part was I slept good, but I don't know, it was weird.
Well, other than that, everything was cool. It just nice, slow, easy day.
Copacetic.
Yeah.
Did you get a few things done that you was trying to get done?
I washed some clothes and did stuff like that, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. That's good.
Looked like Rock the producer came in and then hit us with a like and then rolled out. That's what it looked like. But you never know, do you?
The thing about this is you can't tell who's watching, what's watching.
Well, it depends on if they hit the like or they say something.
Yeah, you really don't know because it's weird. But that's neither here nor there.
Well, I didn't expect the viewership to be high. It's Christmas Eve. They should be kicking it with their peoples.
It.
Or
that's why we
doing something special or whatever. That's why I said let's keep it short,
sweet, and simple. So you just want to get into it. You want to get into it because
yeah, or get into whatever. It don't matter. Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna like this one because even though what I like about this particular show is that you're gonna be able to kind of go into it because last week we talked about the biblical principles of a wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, and we got into that a little bit.
Oh, I forgot to get the black one.
What?
Let's see how I look.
Oh, that's all right.
Forgot to get the black one.
It looks kind of cool. It's kind of like it's almost like I don't know, like space agey.
It's weird.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like
definitely weird. Hey, if you're out there and you just now chiming in, go ahead and hit us with a like or something. Let us know you're here, and we'll go from there. Tonight is going to be interesting. I guess we're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about a husband after God's heart, biblical leadership for the home. Because last week we got into the biblical principles of a wife. Mm-hmm. So we didn't want to leave out the biblical principles of a husband. So we got a little bit of understanding last week, to get a little bit of a recap. How the wife brings wisdom and she brings patience and things of that nature.
Yeah, she's supposed to bring those things.
Well,
yeah.
A wife brings those things. Well, we're not gonna say supposed to, because
you can't say be considered a wife. You can't say a wife do that, because people get married and.
I ain't talking about them people. Yeah, I'm talking about a wife.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about a husband. Just like how we go. Just how we go. He done started clearing his throat.
There's some people up out there, that don't do what they supposed to do. That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to get on nobody's nerves this early, before the white dude start jumping down chimneys and stuff.
Not the white dude jumping down the chimneys. Not the white dude.
He get the shaking and bacon on your cookies and milk that you didn't set out on the table. You know what I'm saying?
I never did.
And for that. You vegans, do vegans put almond milk out for
Santa?
What they put cold broccoli pops and
coconut milk.
Oh, is it coconut milk?
It's coconut milk.
Broccoli pops and coconut milk.
Santa be healthy. He be like, no. No.
He rode through. He just bypassed their crib. He like, I'm just gonna shove the presents down the chimney and get up out.
You just throw them down there and hope the chimney is lit.
Yeah, because ain't no fat snacks. Ain't gonna be no fat snacks at a vegan crib. You know what I'm saying?
But you might get some good, did you say a broccoli pop?
Yeah. Broccoli pop and coconut water.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah, what's wrong with a broccoli pop?
A lot is wrong with a broccoli pop. I ain't never had no damn broccoli pop, and I don't want one either.
Asparagus chips or something like that.
That might be kind of good though if you season them up just right. Kind of remind me of seaweed chips.
I'm cool. I'm cool on the seaweed.
Man, look here.
But now, if you just now chiming on in, go ahead and hit us with a like. Let us know who it is. Rock the producer, what's up, man? Thank you for the like. I appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, man. But First of all, happy holidays to everybody.
Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa,
crossover, Passover,
whatever.
Left layup.
All them things.
Yeah.
Happy holidays to all you crazy people out there in the world.
Man, it's crazy this year. What?
Crazy people out there in the world. Yeah.
This year has been kind of crazy. Like, it went by fast.
Yeah, it seemed like it did. There was some slow periods.
Was it?
There's some slow periods in the year where I was like, wow.
I don't know.
This month was long.
He said Santa brings his own milk.
Yeah, he do.
Joaquin said Santa brings his own milk.
Oh, so all you got to do is set the snack out, and then Santa bring his own.
Not the snack.
Right.
Not the snack, y'all.
Well, what's Santa's favorite snack, y'all? Y'all know what his favorite snack is?
Broccoli bit bookies.
Is it broccoli bit bookies?
It's broccoli bit bookies.
Santa, he ain't hefty for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's because he like to snack a lot. I wonder who, like, you think somebody put a whole dinner out, like ribs and collard greens and cornbread and stuff for Santa?
If somebody's actually doing that, shame on you.
and then somebody uncle wake up late at night and go eat it. And
no, for real. And then, just like how back in the day when the kids
he write ho 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 and barbecue sauce on the table.
Just like back in the day when the kids they lost their tooth and you be sneaking in the room with the
tooth. I ain't never did that stuff.
I used to give them
Joaquin with the like. Appreciate you, Joaquin. Appreciate it, man.
I used to get a kid stuff for they toofuses.
He said a jam
sandwich and sandwich. Oh, jam. He
said a jam sandwich.
Jam for me.
Sandwich.
Not sandwich. Yo. Not the sandwich.
But yeah, I know there's people out there that be setting snacks out and treats, and they be putting traps out there trying to catch
traps.
Yeah, they be trying to catch Santa. You ain't
Who trying to catch Santa Claus?
You ain't seen the people trying to catch Santa?
Oh, weird ass. No.
You ain't never seen nobody try to catch Santa.
Or what color are these people?
Well, we ain't gonna talk about it. We're not gonna get racist and stuff. We just gonna.
I wasn't getting racist. I was just trying to figure out what.
Sometimes they be of the lighter hue. Just put it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They be in there setting booby traps for Santa so they can catch you.
That's terrible. Like Macaulay Culkin and shit.
Yeah, maybe they just want to talk to him for a minute. He be coming in too quick. He'd be like, "Yeah, here you go, boom, eat all your cookies and then roll out."
Not all the cookies.
If you don't set cookies out, do he go in your pantry and be like, they always forgetting?
They don't like me over here. Right. Or do he like not ever come back to that same house again?
Oh no, I don't know what he do. But
Could you imagine? Like Santa don't fuck with y'all.
Yeah,
y'all don't
Santa don't like y'all.
Y'all don't set enough cookies out for Santa.
He want 12 cookies on a plate, lightly stacked into a small pyramid.
Lightly stacked into a small pyramid? What is lightly stacked? Explain now.
When you just you calmly place the cookie on top of the next cookie so it don't fall off. Over here? We don't want no cookie ridges broken off.
Technology is tripping today.
What is you doing?
It's just technology is tripping. I don't know
what happened. What you trying to do?
This is weird.
What you trying to do?
It doesn't matter. It's just tripping. Trying to see. I'm like pulling stuff up, and now it's not. Okay, there it is.
What? You pulling up somebody trying to trap Santa?
No.
I was like, that would have been a good video.
I'm surprised you ain't got it.
I'll pull it up just because you said it.
That's wild. That is wild. While he's pulling up crazy shit, we finna get into tonight's show. So tonight we are talking about the biblical principles of a husband. Again, last week we got into the biblical principles of a wife. And so, we just want to piggyback off of that, give y'all a part two. We're going to get into the first part. A husband leads like Christ. First of all, baby, what is because this really is about you tonight, your biblical principles.
It's about me.
Well, your biblical principles are as a husband. What is your understanding before we get into it?
What, biblical principles of a husband?
Yeah.
Sacrifice, protection, discipline, loving and caring, or not caring, either way.
I was about to say loving and caring. Okay.
Yeah, those are the gist of it, I guess.
Okay. Let's get into this first one. It says, a husband leads like Christ. So again, like last week, we did some Bible verses. Again, tonight is not, we're not thumping Bibles or nothing like that. This is also not a show that's about control, ego, or culture. It's about Christ-like leadership in a household with a husband and a wife. So before y'all be out there tripping on us, this ain't got nothing to do with none of that other stuff. So, throw that away. But a husband leads like Christ. So in Ephesians 5:23, because I know you be usually pulling up the Bible verses.
He says Santa wants his chocolate chip cookies with all the chips facing the same way. Yep, he do.
That sounds like a writer. Yeah, like Santa's.
What'd you say? Ephesians what?
It's going to be Ephesians 5:23. A husband leads like Christ.
Ephesians.
So saying biblical leadership isn't dominance, it's responsibility.
Let me get that on the thing.
So the husband is called to lead spiritually, emotionally, and practically.
Let me get that on the thing. Hold on. I got to change it to.
So let me ask you this while you're doing that. Why is it that, and again, these are questions that, the people in the back want to know. Why is it that the husband is the leader in the first place?
Biblically, that's what it say. That's exactly, if you're gonna follow biblical principles. You said Ephesians 5 and what?
5:23. That's what it's. I know that's what it say, but why does it say that?
Why does it say that?
Yeah, why does it say the husband is the leader? Usually.
Well, why is the husband the leader?
Yeah.
It's because he's the one that's closest to God. He's the one that has been given the rules and regulations of life. Though it's shared with the wife, after the fact. He was the first one here, according to the Bible, or according to how the Bible's written. You know, now, I mean, you want to get into semantics, but we talking about Bible only, right?
We talking about according to the Bible.
Okay,
biblical
so
leadership.
Bible only. He was the first one here, so he basically was the one that was supposed to uphold the law.
Okay. All right. I get that. So, how does like for you in this situation, leading like Christ, how do you, as a man, set the spiritual temperature of the home?
By guidelines and principles. I mean, you try to, you know, you try to stick to certain principles that keep the household functioning, even though it's like a household kind of runs like a storm. You just kind of like sit in the eye of it and try to be the calmest out of everybody. And you know,
like a storm.
You ever seen the cartoon with Mickey Mouse and all the mops just went crazy and shit?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where things around you are going crazy and you could panic, you know what I'm saying? But you're supposed to, if you live on biblical principles, if you stand on you know what's been said by God and you know Jesus Christ, it's kind of like running a household like that. Don't nothing ever go right. So, you know,
Okay. All right.
standing on principles is what makes a household run, spiritually run.
So what do you think about this? So like, if the husband is the leader in the household, right? And the husband sets the temperature spiritual wise, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the home is off balance, how as a leader do you kind of regain that balance? How do you balance that out?
Makes it difficult because there's so many tools that
so let me
that you
rephrase
can
it.
use. Well, you can be calm and compassionate to set the tone back straight, or you can come in and rip the whole wall off the side of the house. You know what I'm saying?
But how is that going to how is that going to bring back balance?
Because fear is a tool. Fear, that stuff's a tool. I said it's tools, and how you apply it is what makes wisdom come in. That's how you apply it. Like having to be able to say this situation probably needs a loving hand, and then this other situation don't. You know what I'm saying? That's where wisdom and all that stuff comes in, and it's not easy to balance it all, but that's what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now, whether you chose right and which one you chose to use, which tool you chose to use, it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. The
Xania,
to try to keep
what's
things,
up, baby?
To try to keep things copacetic, like dudes kind of let a lot of things go. You know, we don't really trip on the smaller things until it becomes a big thing, and then how you handle it with tools. You handle it, hey, this is not what I want, or you say, what the fuck, you know.
Right.
So like I said,
Xenia says men are stronger mentally in leadership. Do you agree with that?
In totality, yeah. I mean, obviously there's anomalies out there. There's women out there that are strong, but in totality,
yeah, we're talking about overall.
Yeah, in the totality of men and women, yes, men are mentally strong.
Well, and the reason that I concur with that is because of the simple thing that I always bring up is you have women we are naturally emotional creatures. So we're more emotional than men are, where you guys think more rational, more
I don't think
logical.
that you guys are more emotional. I think
you don't think so?
No, we just know how to handle. We handle it better than y'all. Y'all let your emotions take you to a place of not being in logic. We're still having an emotional state. See, women think that we don't have it at all
because you don't display it.
Right. But we're having an emotional state. We know shit ain't right. We understand what's going on. It's like sitting in the eye of the storm. That's why when I said that, it's a bunch of shit you can't control. So you're gonna choose peace over it, or you're gonna choose you know what I'm saying? The wiser you get, the more peace you choose. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
But
totally agree with
but
that.
when you're young, you got a little bit more fight in you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you'll use a different tool for that different situation. But in reality, when a household is never functioning where it's at 100% of peace and tranquility. I've never, if it is, I haven't seen it. There's always somebody doing some weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? And there's
Okay.
always something that needs to be corrected. There's always something that needs to be handled or something that
I
needs to
think the
be
only
fixed.
time a household is functioning in peace is when you by yourself.
Yeah, that might be.
Because I promise you,
Yeah.
it'd be so peaceful when I be by myself.
Well,
I know where I
but
set
let me
something.
ask you this question:
I
Is it
know
a
where I.
household if you by yourself?
That was gonna be my next
Yeah. So
question
yeah,
because is it considered a
and
household?
and Joaquin is right.
End of service to his family
Service to
and
his family
remembering that was given
is
dominion over the earth.
right is the biggest thing. Is one of the biggest things that a biblical
Mm-hmm.
husband is. But yeah, like women. Speaking on that other thing
Mm-hmm.
is women think that men don't have an emotional state. It's we do, and some dudes are
More emotional than
than
others.
others, but some dudes are just as emotional, but you can't tell.
What do you mean?
Like we as adolescents we're not taught to suppress emotion, we're taught to handle it.
I
And
disagree with that.
and the
Let me tell you why I disagree with that. Because you guys don't handle. I have yet to meet a man that knows how to handle his emotions. The reason why I say that is because like what I come across is that you guys don't handle them. You do suppress them.
I don't believe that. The what you're calling handling and what you're calling suppression is kind of like a double-edged sword. They hand in hand.
Okay.
The the
Explain.
the when when a man is handling his emotions, it's based on well, especially if he's married, it's based on service to his family because he could crash out, lose his job, and beat up the boss every day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
There's always in a moment where a man just want to smash something. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And I ain't
right,
talking about no girls. I'm talking about just,
right.
take
Just
somebody and
destroy
dump them on
something.
their head. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Okay.
But because of service, it you have the emotion, but the suppression comes from discipline of the you know, when I get home, I got to take care of these people. Who gonna take care of them? You understand what I'm saying? Or are you missing me?
Well, I have
We have things that we think about all the time that suppresses what I would do if I got, you know, hella emotional. We have and then there's a breaking point when you're relying on someone to handle that emotional side of what's going on,
mm,
and then they drop the ball, and then you're left to pick up the pieces, and then you crash out. But it's usually crash out at home. You hardly ever crash out where you're taking up care of people. It's very rare when I see a dude crash out at work. I've seen plenty of women crash out at work.
yeah.
Plenty of women. Like, I mean, I can tell you 5 last week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and
Yeah.
their obligation to their family is different. It's not a man's obligation. That's why I said it's a fine line between it's a double-edged sword between what you call suppression and what you call handling it. Handling it is suppression because
That's how you handle it. You suppressed it.
but if I crashed out, we all be on the street.
But so here's the thing though. Why do you have to crash out? That's not handling it.
That
That's
is hand.
crashing out.
Well, no, I'm saying what I never said that I was crashing out. I said if I did crash out.
No, I understand what you said, but what I'm saying is why even that's not handling it. So what I'm okay. Case in point. So case in point, right? For men, you guys think about, okay, I got to make sure the bills are paid, the mortgage is paid, the car insurance, the car knows there's food on the table. I get that whole concept, right? That's just the everyday stuff. When I say the emotional side of stuff of things that happen when growing up, boys were always told, "Oh man, shut up, suck it up," or "Stop that crying."
Because that's the world, and we're trained to go to war against the world. Y'all not.
No, listen, I get that, but what I'm saying is I don't consider that handling your emotions. I consider that like just pretending that they're not there and just moving on and
That's
doing
not what we
stuff.
do. We just know we can't crash out.
But crashing out is not necessarily okay. Just because you have an emotion, you're in an emotional state, the end all be all is not to crash out. There's some stuff that's going to happen. There's there's a point A and a point Z. Z is crash out. You got everything in between where I'm saying I don't see a lot of men handling, like, what I mean by that, men don't even talk about their feelings and their emotions a lot of times.
They don't talk it with y'all because y'all don't understand. We
Right.
talk with each other
with other men.
Yeah, we talk with each other about it, but y'all don't understand what we talking about. You don't even understand what I just told you. You don't understand it, and there's only one way that I can explain it.
I think, well, for you, it's only one way that you can explain it, but that's not every man.
Yeah.
And so, because
we can do a consensus. Look,
I'm about to pull it up.
Yeah, we can do a consensus.
Merry Christmas, Raul.
And every man gonna tell you that you guys can't handle the real thoughts that we have. Y'all can't handle it.
I don't think, well, let me just be devil's advocate real quick. I don't think anybody can handle the real thoughts that anybody has, because let's be honest, the human mind does what it wants to do sometimes, and the thoughts that I've even heard men say when they hear women speak, sometimes we sound worse than y'all when you're listening into our conversation. So
say it again.
I don't want to
say that again.
Where it says handle the thoughts. What else?
No, you say what you just said. You said that you've heard.
I've heard men say that hearing women speak, like just listening in on a conversation with women talk with their girls, that we sound worse than y'all.
Sound worse how?
Just in general, whether we're talking about the opposite sex or sometimes we're talking about.
Yeah, because y'all don't have men. See, y'all don't have the fear of getting your chin broke off. Like y'all don't have that. When dudes talk to dudes, it's total respect on the table. Pieces, even in friendship, pieces have to be moved strategically. You can't just go in and talk freely like y'all talk. Gotcha. Y'all talk like ain't nobody gonna whoop your ass.
Right.
When men talk, we don't do that. We
Some
have
men
total.
Do. A lot of them do. I've heard it.
Well, when real men get in the room,
yeah,
and it's your brother,
right?
You don't talk the way y'all talk when y'all sisters.
Okay.
We don't talk in that manner.
Okay.
We don't do that to each other.
Right.
Y'all talk crazy to each other. Dudes talk with the utmost respect that have, like, if I got respect to you, I would never speak to you like y'all speak to y'all, to women speak to women. Never.
Right.
That's a total disrespect.
And see, now check this out. In certain parts of the world, like in certain southern states, there's certain slang that men use that sounds disrespectful, but it's kind of like saying what up. Like in the South, they'll say something like, "What's happening, little bitch?" And that's like saying, what up, guy? Like, what up, bro? It's this equivalent.
I don't see how that's even equivalent.
It is though.
Hey.
Well, no, I'm not saying it is, like, I agree, but like that's how. So I get what you're saying, how women speak.
Reason why I said that is because in every dictionary in the United States,
that
every word means the goddamn same.
Yeah, it means the same. Yeah.
So if a dude said that to me, he's not talking to me like you know.
Right.
That dude's
but
not
like
talking.
If you go into the South and it's the homie,
it's not.
He might say something.
He gonna
like
know
that.
better. And I've been to the South,
And so like
yeah, he gonna know better.
They like it's weird how they say certain stuff, but yeah, like I get what you're saying on that. But Joaquin says
let's kind of bring it back though.
I agree with Sean. Man is the captain of the ship in times of stress. If the captain panics, the crew loses it.
Right. Yeah.
That's why the captain got to go down with the ship.
And the responsibility, no matter how the household is ran.
So Jordan, that's weird. Like we noticed that last week on YouTube that it's showing like a reel. But
on YouTube,
for some reason, after the show, it corrects itself. I'm glad somebody's on YouTube to let us know.
Is it on YouTube doing that?
Jordan says the camera angle is off.
Let me jump on YouTube.
I don't know why it's doing that. We got to go back and figure something out because
I don't know why it's doing that.
I don't know what Sean done did.
I didn't do nothing. You set the show up, not me.
Yeah, but I have not had these issues.
Well, they're the ones put out this new stuff, this show vertical, and like it's probably StreamYard doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's probably some type of button in StreamYard.
Yeah, because like for instance, if we show it like this right here that you see to the left, when you hit that vertical is what it looks like on and it shouldn't look like that.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that because there's no setting on here that is set to do that.
Yeah, let me see if I can correct something on my end. Because for whatever reason, it's doing that. Like you can only see, I see what you see, Jordan, but I think StreamYard has done something new.
Yeah, I think StreamYard is doing that because there's nothing in
there's
our
nothing that we can do
to
fix that right now. So we're gonna have to hit StreamYard up.
Let me check YouTube on my phone.
Yeah, it's showing like that vertical is.
Let me see. Oh, you looking at it?
When you pull the vertical up on your screen?
No, are you looking at YouTube?
No, I'm telling you what it looks like. If you pull the vertical up on your screen, it'll show you what it looks like.
Yeah, hold on.
But I don't know how. What is it doing now, Jordan? Does it show us? No, because I've removed us from the stage. That's weird. I have no idea what's going on with that. I have no idea. What's going on. We're going to have to figure that out because after the show, for whatever reason, after the show, it's going to actually play it correctly.
Yeah, that's weird.
We're going to have to figure that out because after the show, for whatever reason, after the show, it's going to actually play it correctly.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on either.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing it.
Yeah. But for whatever reason, after the show is over with, it'll actually. He says, "I see the H, yeah," and then, but when it ends, it's gonna actually correct it or what? Can you turn that down or something? When it actually ends, it's gonna show the show correctly because we noticed it last week, and then we checked the show the week prior to that, and it did the same thing. So I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll figure something out before next week and make sure that it doesn't do it because I have no idea.
Yeah, hit us up on Facebook, Jordan.
Yeah, because Facebook is working
fine. Right.
And then after the show is over, for whatever reason, YouTube will correct and it'll show properly.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. But
yeah, while it's live, it's gonna do some weird shit. But going back into it, let's stick on topic real quick. So did you want to read Ephesians 5:23 real quick? On the leadership.
For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. That's 23.
So here's what's interesting with that. Like, first of all, you guys got to understand, like, to be the head of somebody, that has to go both ways. Now, he can't be the head of me if I won't allow him to lead, right? And I have to in order for me to allow him to lead me, I have to trust him. which means he has to prove to me that he's capable of being a leader. He has to prove to me that he can lead the family and is going to lead us in the right direction. So there's things that has to be done. Hence why we say you got to do what in a relationship? You got to vet people. So I know there's women out there that's going, ain't nobody finna lead. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's great. But when it really comes down to it is if a man has placed himself in a position to show you that he's capable of being that leader and he's capable of being that head, then that's when you kind of can relinquish that. And I think that's for a lot of women is what kind of is what's one of the hangups, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of men out there today that whether they're capable of doing it or not, they don't take those reins to do it, if that makes sense. So going into the sacrifice, now you said that earlier, sacrificial sacrifice. Love your wife as Christ loved the church. Is a heavy assignment. Christ loved through sacrifice, patience, forgiveness, and action. So now this you really gonna like because this is Sean's thing. Love is shown, not just spoken. You want to elaborate on that?
It's just simple. Love is shown. Like the spoken don't mean nothing to me. You know, if you read the Bible says the hands and feet to tell the tale of the man, not the mouth. It says every man is a liar.
Well,
So
right, but what I'm saying by that, when it comes to being the head of the household and for the family, love is shown, not spoken. So you don't frequently tell the kids that you love them, but you how do you show it?
oh yeah, through protection, through guidance, through making sure they okay. And I don't necessarily say I love you all the time, but I do tell them I love them. But I'd rather show them that what love looks like instead of just someone just telling them and then nothing happens. You know what I'm saying?
And so the balance with that is that you got to be able, especially with girls and boys. I think this goes well with boys and girls because it goes back to what I was saying earlier about how boys are their feelings are suppressed. They're taught to suppress their emotions and shit when they're younger. You have to be able to find that balance. You have to be able to show and tell. And because people are not always receptive to what you think they're receptive to, if that makes sense, right? Because we don't all learn the same way. Some people are visual learners, some people are audio learners, some people have to touch things and do it on their hands on. So, depending on the type of person, that's going to dictate on how you need to love them. And that includes the kids, even. But we're going into, we're staying on the whole husband being the biblical, the biblical husband of the Bible. So, um the sacrifice of like putting your wife's needs before yours. One thing I can say is that he does do that a lot. Sean frequently thinks about the house first before he thinks about himself, and sometimes that actually upsets me because I'm like, no, what do you want to do? So do you ever feel like doing that? Like, do you ever feel like putting your needs first is being selfish at any moment in time?
I think men feel that way, period. And yeah, the answer is yeah. The and that's why when the family doesn't adhere to what is being asked of them, it's a sign of disrespect of like I'm giving myself to you and you fucking it up. That's why usually dudes get so angry.
Hmm.
It has nothing to do with actually the quote unquote situation.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with their actions of what happened to get to that situation.
Mm.
And be like I'm killing myself, and this is how you do me. That's how we see it. We don't see it
Okay.
any other way.
Right.
So yeah, so that's why I said suppression for men is good because it saves a whole lot of people's chins.
Well, see, I don't I don't feel like you okay, I'm not gonna say I feel like I don't think you need to suppress anything. I believe that you should be able to express something without it being volatile. Like if you don't like something, you say, no, I don't like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and we
You ain't got to jump off a cliff and choke
we do
nobody
say
out or
that.
throw
We
them. You know what I'm
usually
saying?
but you're saying it like as soon as something happens, he tripped. That's not what happens.
No, not at all.
You usually say, hey, that's not cool. Don't do that. Or hey, can you stop doing that? Oh, by the way, I'm getting tired of this.
Right.
And then don't nobody adhere.
Straw breaks the camel's back type
Right.
thing.
So and then all of a sudden, when a door get ripped off the hinge, people go, what's wrong with him? Why are he tripping?
Yeah, they say everything looks good over here on Facebook. So Joaquin says that's why scripture says equally yoked.
Right.
But let me tell you
that comes with age though. Like when you're young.
I want to get into that part because I agree and disagree with that terminology. Because at the end of the day, him and I are not equal. Right?
No, that's not what yoked means.
I know. Let me explain what I'm talking about. Him and I are not equal, but we're equal. And I know you're like, that doesn't make sense. And what I mean by that is when you break down, for instance, the anatomy, we're not equal. That's a common sense factor. But him bringing what he brings to the table to the marriage and me bringing what I bring to the table in the marriage makes us equal as far as neither one of us is above or below the other. I need him just like he needs me to become one and make this thing work, if that makes sense. So
not quite accurate, but go ahead.
So when it comes down to, and I think we kind of touched on this last week, we were talking about there are specific things that you do that I'm not even capable of doing. And there are specific things that I do that you're not capable of doing. And so we need each other to do those things to make it work, or there will be a imbalance, if that makes sense.
The yoke is for the imbalance.
Right.
So the yokes, when the
blessings, Joel, brother, welcome.
The concept of the yoke is so when you have someone stronger in a certain area, you apply a yoke to get the other one who isn't strong to come
the push and pull,
to push at the same speed and intensity as the person who's stronger.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the yoke is for. So when you're evenly yoked, yeah, the one on the left or the right is stronger than that person on that area, and they both know the one that's sitting next to, like when you yoke animals, the one on the left who's not as strong as the one on the right knows that. The one on the right who's strong knows that the other one's not, and they know why they're being yoked. They're being yoked so they can pull together.
Mm-hmm.
A marriage is a yoke.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you get married, you're being yoked
together.
Right. So there's always going to be an imbalance in something.
Which we basically just said the same thing.
Not quite. You're saying that we're on the same, biblically we're not on the same plane.
No.
But you said that out of your mouth. That's why I say you're not accurate.
No. What I said is anatomically wise, we're not equal.
Right. That's true. But you said where we're equal, that biblically it doesn't work that way. We're only equal in marriage, in our yoke.
Right. That's why I say what you bring.
But you have to explain it that way.
I said that. I said you're here, I'm here, but we come together as one.
Right. You did say that.
That's when we become.
But to not confuse anyone on biblical principles, the yoke is for that. That's what it's for.
Right.
It's a chain that keeps the family moving at the same speed, the same space, even though that you have weak ones in the chain.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So the yoke is important in marriage. And if the people who are pulling with the yoke doesn't understand what it's for, you're going to cause a catastrophic failure. Someone's going to die. Someone will die. Reason being is because when you're in a yoke and you fall and the other one keeps going, you're going to die. You're going to get trampled on.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what the yoke representation is for, being equally yoked.
And so Joel says, is it always too necessary to make a comment to a question, error, stupid, disrespect statement? Wait, I'm not understanding that. Is it always to make a comment to a question? Okay.
What's he saying?
It's not. He said it's necessary to basically respond is what I think you're getting at, Joel. is it necessary to always respond to a comment or a question?
Depends on who you're talking to, man.
It's not.
Some people feel disrespected when you, because though it may sound unnecessary to you or stupid, it may not be to them. And if you married to that person, you owe them the opportunity to have understanding as being a leader.
I agree with that.
So yeah, there's people in the world that ask you stupid stuff and can't comprehend what's going on. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a husband in this particular situation. Now, in the world, I mean, you do what you do. Sometimes people ask you stuff, you be like, bro, why you ask me that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you marry it, it's different because that's a part of setting the tone or whatever you're talking about with setting the tone. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you tired, you don't want fucking, you know what I'm saying?
And what I was getting at is sometimes no response is a response. So is it necessary to respond all the time? Absolutely not. Because there are situations where you shouldn't respond.
True. And the best answers, according to the Bible, the best answers to a question is yay and nay with no explanation. So,
you know, it's funny coming from this one because when I ask them type of questions, I don't get that. I'm like, that's not what it's a simple yes or no question.
Because
baby.
I want complete and utter understanding of what I'm answering.
Sometimes I don't need to understand it. I just
True.
need yes or no.
And I agree. Sometimes I don't either.
Yeah.
But there's times when we go, well, I thought you said this when you just said yes. And then we get confused.
No, I ain't talking about stuff like that. I'm not talking about like, something hold on, man. You vague. I'm talking about you want to eat here or not. You know, it'll be.
No, well, that's you. You don't never know.
No, this is how he'll respond to something. I'll say, now, truth be told, he's gonna say, I never know where I want to eat. That is correct, but we're not talking about that. I'll say, I'm telling you how simple that question will be and how you will respond. I'll say something like, hey, you want to eat here? Well, they got such and such and so and so. Okay, but do you want to eat here? Well, they got the so and so and such and such. I don't care about any of that. Is it a yes or that's what I mean? Like, and so, yeah. He said, thanks for responding and clearing that up. Joaquin says, you both believe in a higher power. You both treat each other the way you want to be treated. You both don't hold grudges, evenly yoked. That's what Joaquin was getting at on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Joel said clarification is always necessary. Here's my thing. If there is a lack of understanding after you've expressed something with one another, then yes, absolutely, clarification is necessary. However, there are some situations where a person is kind of volatile, they're high anxiety for whatever reason, and they might say something that's hella slick because they're feeling a certain type of way. You don't necessarily have to respond to that, is what I'm getting at. So that's why I say it just kind of depends. All right, going back into love doesn't disappear during conflict. Now, this is a good one. This is a good one because I think I asked you a question a couple weeks ago or something like that. And I think the question was something like, how did you know that I loved you? And
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I said something like that. And you was like, I knew you loved me a long time ago or something like that. And love,
I don't remember the context of what we were.
I don't either, but it was something like, in that realm. But love doesn't disappear during conflict. One of the biggest things, and that's why they say that love is unconditional, because he can totally send me up the wall, or I can totally send him up the wall. Maybe I did something to piss him off completely. He didn't like something, whatever. But does that change the way he loves me? Right? Are you going to stop caring about whether or not I ate? Are you going to stop caring about whether or not I need to maybe have get a bath ran for me because I'm not feeling well, or you're going to go get some soup or something? Like, you don't stop caring about the person because you pissed off at them. So it's like love. It's like love with condition. So are you loving your wife the way you want to be respected? That's a good question for a man. Are you loving your wife the way you want to be respected? That comes down to that sacrificial stuff. And then that was actually if you want to read that, baby, Ephesians 5:25.
1 second.
Love, a husband's love is sacrificial.
5:25.
5:25, yep.
Husbands, love your wife as love your wives even as Christ also loved the church and give himself for it. Okay.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure you read it before we went to the next one.
Sacrifice.
Now the next one is the protection. A husband protects his household, which you already mentioned earlier. So
that's a part of love. That's one thing that most women don't even grasp the concept of.
Because they say it's not just physical, it's emotional,
right.
It's spiritual and financial.
Right. Yeah, a lot of women.
But go into what you was getting ready to say.
I was just saying that there's a lot of women out there that don't even grasp the concept of what real protection is. They call it overbearing and he's trying to control too much and where they fail to realize is that the mind state of their husband, while he's trying to apply protection, is critical for the longevity of his life. So if you cause stress because you don't want to adhere to certain small things, causes him to die early because you're causing a lot of stress to him. Because the biggest stress a husband can have is protection over his family. And
I agree with that.
That's a hard thing to deal with. And women, because you live so freely, it seems like women don't get smacked to with the world until they lose their parents or they have to leave the household early.
Well, I agree with that until they start and have to live on their own.
Right. So they don't quite understand what protection is until they have to take care of themselves. And you know, I always say if you got to take care of yourself and you're a woman, you did something wrong. So, you know,
elaborate on that.
Because the thing is that if you are a biblical wife, you should be basking in the protection of your husband because it's been ordained.
Okay.
And if you're not, then you stuck with the world and whatever the world has to give. See, like people don't understand God that well. God says, I love who I love and I hate who I hate. So there's protection and there isn't protection.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible also states that if you're like, say I was a bad man and I didn't follow biblical principles and I didn't love God, my whole family would be doomed.
Absolutely.
For the second, third, and fourth generations.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And so protection is key.
And I don't think a lot of people get that. Like when we talk about we talk about karma thing,
right.
Do unto others or whatever. Like when you do dirt and you do shit that's not correct in this world, sometimes it doesn't come back to you personally.
It'll attack your family.
It'll attack your siblings.
Yeah, if you did
your mother, your father, your sister, your brother.
The Bible completely states it's definitive on what it says, that every man will be judged for their own sins. But it also says that if you hate God, he will attack you for your second, your third, and your fourth generation until one of them come back to God.
Yeah.
That's like,
which is like a curse that needs to be broken.
That's a family curse.
Yeah. It's a curse. That's why they say you got to break those generational curses.
Right.
And people don't get, like, that's part of the curse. The reason why you're still in this conundrum is because somebody keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again, not understanding that, whoa, this didn't work the last 3 decades and 3 generations down. Why are we still doing this? Which we were talking about that EBT thing. But going into the protection, right? We're staying here for a minute. Protecting the peace in the home. Protecting your marriage from outside interference. Let's get into that real quick, because just like today, right? I had to go do some last minute Christmas shopping because when I tell y'all, we was nobody in my family was ready for Christmas this particular year. So I went to go do some last minute stuff today, and I came in here and I said, "Baby, I'm finna turn off my location." And he was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, wait a minute." And I'm gonna get into that because there's a lot of women and men out there that's like location. You can't have my location. But let me tell y'all something. I most certainly want my family to have my location because that's my protection. Something goes wrong, I want you to know the last place I was at, where I was at. I want you to be able to pull right up on me. So that to me bothers me when people go, "Well, I don't want them knowing what I'm doing and where I'm at." Well, what are you doing? Where are you at? Because why wouldn't you want them to know? You know what I'm saying? Like that means you doing some shit you ain't got no business doing, and you probably shouldn't be married. But today I say I'm gonna turn my location off because I'm gonna do some last minute Christmas shopping. I don't want y'all to know where I'm at. So Sean goes, "Well, just because we know where you at, that don't mean we know what you're getting." And he said, "You can't turn your location off."
But think about it. A dude would have never said that. That's how free y'all think. A dude would have never said that.
Said what?
What you said. I'm just gonna turn my location off. Such and this. If a dude was told, "Hey, this is what we do in a household. We're all gonna have our locations on," he would have never came up with that thought process. Like women want to be free so bad about something that doesn't exist. It doesn't make sense to me. Like why? Like in what I tell you, I said, "What's the location got to do with what you going to grab?"
Right.
I had to tell you it like in a wise way of saying, "Why are you going against the grain of what we all agreed on?"
Well, and here's the thing, because I've done it before. You know what I'm saying? When I went to go grab stuff, I'm like, "Okay, let me turn my location off," because I don't want them to know I'm at the shoe store because they're gonna go, "Oh, we're getting shoes." You know what I mean? So it's like I've done it before, but when you said it today, like just because you're there don't mean we know what you're getting. And I'm like, he makes a relevant point. And I was like,
So
okay,
what I'm saying is that you're
you're
gonna
gonna
take
disconnect from the
you're
grid.
gonna take the possibility of something happening on a weekend like this, when usually most people get hurt and robbed and pillaged on weekends like this, and say, "You know what? I think it's a good idea to turn my damn thing off, so can't nobody find me." And I'm like,
Make it make sense. Make it
what are you
make sense.
talking about? What are we talking about here?
Make it make sense. Yeah.
What are we talking about here? I think Joel says something about culture.
Oh, right here.
I
Whose
don't.
culture are we speaking of, though?
Well, we talking about the Bible. What does
Yeah.
culture got to do with that?
Yeah, I don't think the
We're talking
culture,
about the book.
the culture don't matter in this
Yeah,
situation.
we talking about the book, the
Yeah.
principles of the book.
The principles is
Right.
for every. It
Yeah,
don't
the
matter
principles
what
of the
color you
principles.
are. It don't matter what your culture
If you read the
is.
book, and you know what we talking about, that's exactly what's going
Yeah.
on.
Hey, Chris. Chris is in the building. Chris said, "I'm drinking a beer."
Oh, all right. What up, Chris?
Zinnia says, "At least you told him you were attempting to do that." Well, yeah, we'll see, and that's the thing.
That's another thing.
That's the thing. Like,
y'all
and
crazy,
I'm so
man.
glad. I'm so glad you said that, because here's the thing: there are no secrets.
But what I'm
This
saying,
is my husband.
For her to even say that means that y'all already think that. I shouldn't even have to tell him that.
No, she was saying at least you told him you were attempting to do that, because some women won't.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they would just do the shit.
They would just do it.
Yeah.
And then think that.
And then be like, "What?
So I got slapped at the store and you wasn't there."
Yeah.
Well,
I wonder
obviously.
why. I wonder why. And then what did you do to get slapped, though?
Right. And then get mad because I asked you that.
And see, she said it's wicked out there, definitely necessary.
Yeah.
And I agree. And that's my biggest thing. Like,
the streets is evil.
Even before we got married, like, there was no secrets. There was no, "Oh, I'm finna go over here and not tell him where I'm going," or he's supposed to be home at a certain time and he's not here and I don't know where he's at. Like, that is never, I don't understand that when people do that. Like, I hear people at work all the time. This one right here gets me, and we're gonna get into this topic on another day because this is a whole show on itself. But I heard a guy say his wife don't know nothing about the finances, and I was floored. I was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, even if she don't know how to manage money, there still should be a conversation on this is what we bring in every month. This is what goes out every month. This is what we have to do this, and this with. You need to know this. Like that, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me.
It must only be doing that on the phone because look.
That's YouTube?
That's YouTube. That's current YouTube right now. That's live.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I know if you're not using Google Chrome on your phone or using the app directly, it's not going to work for you.
YouTube is tripping.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just checking, looking at it. But yeah, I agree. I mean, protection, you don't want to be protected. What you get married for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's the point?
Right.
Like, if you want to battle against everything that married has to deal with, then why? Why get married? Why have these arguments?
That is a
what's the point?
That's
like,
my question.
That means you just like, good night, Chris. Have a good evening, man.
Chris out of there?
Yeah.
Good night, Chris. Happy Merry Christmas, bro. That's the thing. It's kind of just like when you can't talk about finances or you hiding money from your significant, like I don't hide shit from him. He don't hide nothing from me. And we tell each other, hey, I'm thinking about buying X, Y, and Z. It costs this much. Can I do that? Or do I need to wait? Because with him and I do, because we have children and we have children that are embarking into adulthood for their first times, we know that there's mistakes that can be made. We know that there's situations where we got to have their back, that we may have to be there for them financially. And so the type of parents that we are, we're not necessarily the saving grace parents, like I'm going to save you out of this, but it's more like I'm not going to ever let you fall under my watch, and we're going to make decisions together. So like when it comes to us, we won't do certain things because we're like, well, hold on, we got to make sure the kids is straight. So we'll both put ourselves on the back burner for that. But we know what's what. Like I know the amount of money he brings in. He knows the amount of money I bring in. We know what we have collectively together. These are conversations that people like. It's crazy to me that they don't have these or they get upset. Like I ain't gonna tell him nothing. He don't know about this account.
They won't be successful. They basically shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, but in reality,
pull up the 1 Timothy 5:8 for the protection of his household. I keep forgetting to say that first before we get into
1 Timothy.
Yeah, 1 Timothy 5:8. So he's going into the protection, but yeah, providing stability and security. Joseph protected Mary and Jesus without fully understanding the assignment. Obedience still mattered. And basically that's what Sean was mentioning earlier in the show about how being obedient to what the rules and the regulations and the principles that God has put forth for us.
There's protection in it. Yeah. Hold on. 1 Timothy 5.
1 Timothy 5:8.
Oh, number 8. But if any provide not his own, and especially for those of his own house, have denied faith. You sure it's 1 Timothy 8?
It's 1 Timothy, yeah.
5:8.
Yeah. Chapter 5, verse 8. Ice is his home.
Okay, I'm gonna read it. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith, and is worse than an infidel. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Provide not for his own. Okay, yeah. Joaquin, King James can get a little weird,
Yeah. Joaquin says, I have an uncanny connection with my son's mother. There are times that I will call and ask where she's at, even though we have a location on her. It's just my spirit tells me to tell her to leave. When she does, something usually happens. That's pretty cool, Joaquin.
That's pretty cool. At its finest.
Yeah, and then y'all not even like
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and you says I don't think they're even. You said they're not together.
I don't know.
There are times that I will call and ask her where she's at, even though. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good, man. That's great.
And it's funny because most of the time that comes from a woman. Women do that. We'll come into somewhere and go, it's time to go. And me and him do that. Like if either one of us goes, yeah, this ain't it, we out. We do not wait. He says, no, they're not together. We don't wait or nothing. We be out. All right, going into a husband honors his wife. That's 1 Peter 3:7.
Who?
1 Peter 3:7.
1 Peter.
1 Peter, 2 Peter 3:7. Honor means value, right? Biblical husbands don't belittle, ignore, or dismiss their wives. One of my biggest pet peeves is dismissing, especially when I'm trying to explain something to you, and Sean knows this because we've talked about this. Like if I'm upset about something that is really bothering me, normally if I get upset about something, it's not just me flying off the handle for something small or trivial. It's that something has been happening over and over again, and now that was the straw that broke the camel's back. So that's normally when I'll get upset. If you dismiss that, it almost enrages me. Like it almost enrages. You got 1 Peter 3:7?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
I like that. Is that the King James version?
That is King James.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And so speaking life.
And the reason why it says likewise is so it's hard to go through scripture and not read all of it.
Yeah,
so
and then break it down because you got to break it down. Yeah.
Because the line before, scripture 6 says, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well, and you are not afraid with any amazement. Likewise, ye husband, you're supposed to treat them the same way.
Right.
You're supposed to honor them
I'm
the
about
same
to go
way
into
she honors you.
I'm going into those points. So one, speaking life, not sarcasm or disrespect. Again, we talked about this last week. There are certain things that I can say to my husband without being all ghetto and ratchet and going, what the fuck is wrong with you? And why you say that? And why you do this? And da 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 da, right? It could be, hey, babe, did you ever consider, blase blah, or it's how it's delivered. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. Considering her emotional and spiritual needs. That's a big thing at the moment. So if he needs to relay something to me or something's going on, and Sean's done this to where I was even like, I was just having a long day at work. I don't even think you remember, but I remember this one vividly. I was having such a long day at work, and he called me out the blue, and I was working 12 hours or maybe 10, I don't know. And he called me out the blue and he says, hey, would you like for me to run you a bath when you get home? And my first thought process was, no, I'm going to be tired. I got to go to work. I'm going to be working all day. I ain't got time to take a bath, right? That was my first thought process. And then I was like, I thought about it. I said, whoa, wait a minute. My husband is asking me, do I need for him to run me a bath? He senses something. Maybe he knows something I don't know. And so I allowed that to happen. When I tell you that was the most peaceful night, one of the most peaceful nights I've had. And it was just all because of the sheer gesture of, hey, let me run you a bath when you get home. Like he could sense it. He could feel it. It was just crazy. And so again, considering her emotional and spiritual needs, that's a big thing, when it's honoring thy wife. Public respect matters as much as private. Him and I have this thing. You will never ever know we're arguing unless we get into an argument on this show. And then that might be kind of funny. But you'll never know that anything is wrong with us out in the public. Ever. Ever, never.
Have a good evening, Joaquin.
Joaquin out of here?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us, brother.
You got it. Peace and blessings. Happy holidays to you, brother. But yeah, you'll never know. There are certain things that you just don't do in public. So on the ending of that, it says a man who honors his wife reflects how Christ honors the church. You agree with that?
Well, it's a biblical principle.
We're going to get into the last couple real quick, last two. A husband serves, not competes. That's Mark 10:45.
Yeah. We already talked about that briefly already.
Yep. Same thing. Serving without keeping score, teamwork over ego, leadership that lifts, not suppresses. Jesus washed feet. That's the blueprint.
You said 10 and what?
10:45. Mark 10:45.
45.
And then while he's getting into that one, I'm a.
For even the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister and to give his life as ransom for many. Sacrifice, basically.
This last one is epic because I've heard Sean say this before. It says a husband, this matter of fact is, let me say this first, is Joshua 24:15. A husband is accountable to God. So a biblical husband understands this truth. He answers to God first. And that's one of the things that my husband definitely lives by. And he'll say it from time to time. He's like, no, because like we live by that. It's God first, man, woman, children, and everybody else. So a husband answers to God first. And that's a biblical husband. And that's the absolute truth. He's going to do what God tells him to do according to the Bible.
You said Joshua what?
Joshua 24:15.
24.
While he's looking for that, just kind of get into a little bit. Like everybody knows, leadership comes with responsibility and great responsibility sometimes, where you really have to walk in a certain faith, but also be the blueprint for people as well. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I say this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, and if it seemed evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which are your fathers served, which your fathers served, that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I say that all the time.
Yep. The husband's obedience impacts the entire household. So choosing God daily, not just on Sundays, y'all.
You got to choose every day, man.
But before we get out of here, we're going to say, I doubt that there's any questions, anything.
Let me hit everybody with the likes. Joel, thank you for the like.
Appreciate you.
Frank, thank you for the like.
Yeah.
Sincere, thank you for the like. Thank y'all for coming out on Christmas
Eve, man.
Zinnia,
yes.
Zinnia, thank you for the like. Joaquin, thank you for the like. And Rock the producer.
Bro.
Thank you for the like. We appreciate y'all for coming out.
Listen, y'all.
Any questions out there?
Christmas to y'all. May you all have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. We know that there are some people out there who have lost some family this week, last week, and around the holidays. Our hearts go out to you. Condolences. But peace and blessings. May you guys have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Be safe. For sure, be safe.
Do your best to be safe. Stay covered.
I'm trying to tell you. We're going to catch y'all next week, right before we get out of here on the last day of 2025. And it's going to probably be a short show, for sure, next week, because it will be December 31st.
Right.
And I don't think we got anything planned. We probably,
we
don't really have anything planned. We'll open the house up to close family friends that'll come by or whatever. And then we play some music, eat some snacks.
Barely.
And then, you know what I'm saying? That'd be about it. But, we'll see what happens. Usually last year was more about the kids. Because I do believe in making sure the kids have a safe place to hang out. So, that's what it is. But yeah, man, We appreciate y'all. I am Treasure Cheltenham, and I am one of the Hams.
I'm Sean Cheltenham, and I am the Ham.
And this is the Ham Show, y'all.
This is the Ham Show. Y'all chime in every weekend or week.
Every week on Wednesday.
On Wednesday night.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Y'all hit us up next week
for
New Year's. New Year's is going to be an open forum, so
yeah, man.
Y'all come on in. We talk about what we did all year or what we didn't do all year or what we going to do.
What's your raggedy ass resolution going to
be? Yeah, y'all hit us up and let us know what you got going on. Peace out.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Merry Christmas and a ho.
Have a good
Before
day.
we get out of here, though, I do want to play something real quick. Lord. You know, I got to do this every year.
Oh, by the way, check our Facebook. I got a dress, a really nice dress that I'm trying to give away, and it's a size 10.
Size 10.
And if you want to get it,
has the bustle that comes with it.
It's got the bustle and everything. It's free. It was only worn one time by my youngest daughter. And if you want it, you can have it. Just let me know.
It's
and
free.
We'll try to figure out how to get it to you, or we can work out how we're gonna do the shipping.
If you're out of state, obviously just send the money for shipping. But
right,
yeah, it's free. Seriously,
right, and it's a $400 dress. So
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, though, we got to definitely bring y'all Miss Treasure's Hey Rudolph, because
oh yeah, yeah,
it's Christmas time, y'all.
Yeah,
it's Christmas time.
Yeah, we own the rights to this music.
Yes, we do.
Have you been naughty or nice? I want to talk to all the girls and boys and let you know that Miss Treasure says, Merry Christmas.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Dunner, Blitzen, Rudolph with that nose so bright, he got that sleigh, nobody's tripping. I hear them sleigh. Yep. I see that red glow. I see that nose so bright. Hey, Rudolph, that's you. Hey, yo. It's Christmas Eve, and we rolling up them sleeves. Santa coming out real late tonight, so we cleaning out that chimney. Hey. Bells be ringing, tinsel slinging, angels singing. Little boys and girls writing they list. Naughty or nice, Santa, what you bringing? He got a list so long. Whether you been right or wrong, I see you racing home to get to sleep awake at the crack of dawn. I hear them sleigh bells. I see that red glow. I see that nose so bright. Hey, Rudolph, that's you. Hey, yo. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Dunner, Blitzen, Rudolph with that nose so bright. He got that sleigh, nobody's tripping. I hear them sleigh bells. I see that red glow. I see that nose so bright. Hey, Rudolph, that's you. Hey, yo. Since all year long, been on my P's and Q's, all right, no wrong. What's Santa gonna bring me? New shoes for the Jeep, maybe an iPhone. I need some shiny new rims. I need my bills paid. I need a festive feast and a pack of Yankee Grease, 2 French braids. Gotta wrap these gifts, place name tags, ribbons and bows. Last roll of the tape, I'ma water the train up. Mistletoe, can't wait for the morning of no partridge or no doves. I see these gifts is happening. I'm about to start a rapping. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Dunner, Blitzen, Rudolph with that nose so bright. He got that sleigh, nobody's tripping. I hear them sleigh bells. I see that red glow. I see that nose so bright. Hey, Rudolph, that's you. Hey, yo. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Dunner, Blitzen, Rudolph with that nose so bright. He got that sleigh, nobody's tripping. I hear them sleigh bells. I see that red glow. I see that nose so bright. Hey, Rudolph, that's you. Hey, yo.